How you guys doing? Now that I got everything focused. So we're going to be talking about the associative property today. And so to start talking about the associative property, you have to think about it like things you do that where it doesn't matter if you group a couple together in the beginning and then you do one more in the end, or if you do one thing in the beginning and then group another thing in the end. So it really doesn't matter your grouping of items you do, you still get the same outcome. So let me give you a real world example of that. So let's talk about getting ready in the morning. So for me, to get ready in the morning, I need to brush my teeth. So here we go. I'm going to brush my teeth right here. So here is my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful smile. Ooh, I need to work on my gums a little bit, but here we go. There's my toothbrush. And then I also, to get ready in the morning, I need to brush my hair. Make my little hairbrush here. And then also in the morning, I need to put on my shoes. Put on my little shoes and my little shoelaces. And so if I do these three things, I will end up having a beautiful smile. I will also have my hair nice and brushed. And I will also have my shoes on, which is also important. Apparently, clothes are optional. All right, so for me to be ready in the morning, I need to brush my teeth, brush my hair, and also put my shoes on. Now, when we're talking about the associative property, we can group some of these things together, and it won't matter which order I group them in. And the order, what two I do first and what I do second, or if I do brushing my teeth first and then brushing my hair and putting my shoes on second. It doesn't matter what group I'll get, what I put these in, I will still look good to start off my day. So let's substitute this with some numbers. So we'll say brushing my teeth is going to be the number 3. And brushing my hair will be the number 5. And putting on my shoes will be the number 2. So when we're talking about the associative property of addition, so when we're talking about addition, we're going to be adding these numbers together. So 3 plus 5 plus 2. And I can do this in my head. So 3 plus 5 is going to be 8, and 8 plus 2 is going to equal 10, and so I'm going to be a 10 to start off my day. Now, when we're talking about the associative property, we're grouping numbers together and grouping things together. So in the morning, I'm going to be brushing my teeth and brushing my hair at the same time in the bathroom, and then I will put on my shoes. So when we group things together, in math we use these parentheses like this, and so it's 3 plus 5, and then I'm going to be putting on my shoes. They're out in the living room, and so what these parentheses mean is I'm going to be doing these first, and then I'm going to be putting on my shoes. So I'm going to be brushing my teeth, which is 3, and then brushing my hair, which is 5, which gives me an 8, and then I'm going to be adding a 2, which gives me a 10. Now, let's say for some reason that I left my hairbrush over in the living room with my shoes, and so I had to brush my teeth all by myself, or without brushing my hair in the same group. So when I write it like that, it could be the same thing where it's 3 plus, well, my hairbrush and my shoes are out in the living room, so I can group those together with a 5 plus a 2. And we'll see if we get the same answer, which we should. So 5 plus 2 is 7. And then I have a 3 plus another 3, which would equal 10. So look at that. It doesn't matter which order I do these in, or whether I group these two together, or if I group these two together, I will still look good for the day and be a 10. So this is the associative property of addition. Now, the same is true for the associative property of multiplication. So let me just write this right here. This is the associative property of addition because we're adding. Okay. And now the next one is going to be our associative property of multiplication. So that's going to be the same exact concept, except we're just switching the signs. So we're going to start with brushing our teeth, multiplying that by brushing our hair, and then multiplying that by putting on our shoes. And so I can kind of do this in my head, and I'll get an answer. Let's see, 3 times 5 is 15, and then times 2, which would be 30. So I'm looking pretty good. I'm 3 times what I was before to start off my day. But let's use the associative property. So with the associative property, we're going to be grouping some numbers together. So same concept as we talked about with addition is that I'm going to be grouping brushing my teeth and brushing my hair together in the bathroom. But instead, we're going to be using multiplication. So I'm going to be grouping 3 times 5 together, and then going to put on my shoes. Well, let's see if we still get 30. So 3 times 5, which is 15, and then 15 times 2 equals 30. Well, let's say my hairbrush and my shoes are out in the living room, and I have to group those two numbers together. So I have, and my toothbrush is in the bathroom, so that one's by itself. So 3 times 5, and then I put 5 and 2, my hairbrush and my shoes together. And that should equal 30, but let's check it out. So 5 times 2 would equal 10, and 10 times 3 is 30. So this is the associative property, not of addition, but of multiplication, because we are multiplying instead of adding. So let's review a little bit. So with the associative property of addition and the associative property of multiplication, it just means that it doesn't matter what our grouping is when we're adding numbers together or when we're multiplying numbers together, we will still get the same answer. All right? Well, hopefully this helps you understand the associative property of addition and the associative property of multiplication. The next video, we'll be talking about the commutative property of addition and the commutative property of multiplication. So hopefully this helps. I will see you guys later.